Before beginning today's video, I would like to thank all the members of this channel for supporting the channel so far, and I appreciate every one of your support. Thank you so much. And for those of you guys who want to support this channel as well, do take a look at the membership feature in the PC version to see the different perks as well as tiers available, and I'll see you guys around under the membership section. Scientists on the Beach Sohee is a result of Sohee undergoing a complete makeover based on her research on popular women of the summer season in order to achieve the perfect body for the summer to gain popularity, which she has enjoyed during her infiltration to the Canterbury High School for the Invader Crystal investigation. Sohee is successful in transforming her body into a sexy figure. However, has she successfully changed her position in the current meta? Let us find out in today's video on how worthy is Scientists on the Beach Sohee potentially. This will be the format for today's video. As usual, we'll go through her story, stats, skills, as well as exclusive weapon abilities. We'll then run through her attack as well as weapon skill animations to see the shortcomings of this hero, and then we'll do some PvP and PvE analysis in order to see if she will fit into the current meta. And I'll end off the video with some final thoughts and opinions on my end. Sohee underwent a massive weight loss program using her custom-made machine, which involves electrical shocks as well as rapid cooling. With her custom-made swimsuit as well as the pair of confident-looking contact lenses, she's ready to bewitch the crowd at the beach with her stunning new look. Sohee is no longer the scientist that is cooped up in her science lab the whole day, but a capable surfer that is able to conquer the toughest waves at the beach. However, it is important to note that she often causes massive waves whenever she goes surfing, as her surfboard is fitted with the almighty Magiton pack. More people have been getting injured on the beach. Causes of injury include trying to hit on Sohee and getting beaten up by her, being hit by her surfboard while taking a leisurely stroll on the beach, and getting swept up by the waves while surfing nearby Sohee. So thanks to her, there are never enough lifeguards around the beach anymore. Sohee's stats ranking in terms of level 80 heroes are 22nd in terms of attack, 12 in terms of defense, 27 in terms of HP, and crit chance at 0%. Her party buff is melee attack plus 50%, making her the 5th unique unit with this party buff. At the same time, she has inbuilt skill attack plus 10%, inbuilt weapon skill regen speed plus 4%, as well as a 5% shield increase on battle start. Now for Sohee's normal attack, it's known as Ripping Rush. So this Ripping Rush simply allows her to surf towards the enemy and then attack them. However, this normal attack prioritizes range damage dealer in terms of Colosseum. This effect is not negated by taunt, so that means that Sohee can still be taunted by enemy tanks, but after the taunt, Sohee will actually shift her target priority to the range backline unit. So this ability is especially good against the like of Mark 99 as well as Gabriel within the Colosseum, simply because Sohee will actually dash towards them if you position her well enough. Her chain skill is known as Wave Splash, which creates a wave to inflict 400% of range DPS damage on multiple enemies within the AoE. So this skill also restores all ally HP by 10% all the way up to 30% maximum depending on the number of enemies hit. However, I do not know how many enemies need to be hit by this skill in order to hit the 30% mark, but I will assume you will need to at least hit 4 to 5 enemies in order to hit that benchmark based on what I observed from my personal gameplay. Her special ability is known as White Robe. So this ability decreases the incoming damage by up to 50% in proportion to her lost HP. So this wording is a bit confusing, even I myself haven't really figured out the exact percentages, but from what you guys can observe from the clip on top, you guys can see that my Sohee is continuously taking less damage as her HP decreases further. So I dare say that her 50% maximum is actually reached when she's close to death. So we can assume, right, the damage reduction to HP loss is maybe about 1% is to 2%. So 1% damage reduction to 2% HP. So that's what you guys can assume right now. But I will say that this ability is not as fantastic as I think it is, because you will never reach the 50% damage reduction mark as mentioned inside the text unless you are close to death. Sohee's exclusive weapon Nerel increases her defensive capabilities by providing her with defensive stats from HP as well as defense. It also gives her a very high weapon skill regen speed of up to 22%, and other than that, on Ripping Rush hit, it allows her to fire a Magiton energy once every 3 seconds, which deals additional 75% of DPS damage. And this ability actually attacks a maximum of 3 enemies, which is especially useful in the Colosseum as it can target multiple enemies. At the same time, this attack is not classified under injury nor doom, so you cannot really negate it with the injury negation card nor the doom negation card like Lin's weapon ability. And her exclusive weapon is known as Water Dolphin, which I'll showcase the ability later, dealing a pretty decent DPS of 215% and having a regen time of 8.7 seconds, which is pretty good. So his normal attack allows her to dash towards the target and attack them in quick succession, at the same time releasing the energy bolt as you guys can see, penetrating multiple targets. Obviously her attacks are not going to pass through walls, however it will deal a small AoE damage around Sohee as you continuously attack the enemy. At the same time, it is important to note that Sohee has a similar targeting mechanics to the old Visual Vac, where she will automatically charge towards the target if they are within her sight. So it's kind of bad if you want to dodge certain weapon skills, because if you tap the attack button wrongly, you actually dive towards the enemy and eat the whole weapon skill up. Her weapon skill releases a Dolphin, which dives towards the target and deal AoE damage. So you will take about 2 to 3 weapon skill to fully crowd control your enemy, and usually it's not that easy to chain the enemy with this skill because the animation may be fast, but the damage, or rather the animation targeting range, is kind of short sometimes, so it's a bit unpredictable, maybe because I'm not really good with her weapon skill yet, so we shall see as it's officially released on the global server. So as you guys can see based on the Colosseum ranking, Sohee is a decently viable unit within the Colosseum right now, and I think there's mainly 3 reasons for it. Number 1, she's one of those units that goes after the backline, which means that her AI is much smarter as compared to the many other warrior units. Number 2 is because Mark 99 as well as FP are very powerful Colosseum units. So Sohee's ability to go after Mark 99 to reduce her damage and bring her down as soon as possible is an invaluable asset within the Colosseum. And lastly, I think her weapon ability, which allows her to release a chain lightning light skill to target multiple enemies, is pretty invaluable because it's additional damage, additional 75% DPS every 3 seconds to 3 enemies. So that's actually a lot of damage if you buff her up in the basic teams, as you guys can see on the ranking right here. In terms of arena, I think Sohee is slightly above average, not the best unit, and she's above average mainly because of the fact that she counters a few of the very strong unit within arena, namely Mark 99, Future Princess as well as Gabriel really hard. So because of her lack of movement speed buff, she gets kited really easily by units with movement speed buff. That's one thing that I observed based on playing it myself. At the same time, she's the type of hero that's very similar to Beth, just straight up attack you in the face and weapon skill you whenever possible, and she has a really fast weapon skill. In a sense, you can group her like a basic Beth within arena, but then again, there's a lot of dark units, so Ogma is a thing. She can beat Ogma, yes, but she can't really beat the likes of Lilith, Beth, or even Noxia. So that's a few things that I've noticed so far about her. Overall, I think she's a pretty decent spot because she sort of fill the trifecta for the melee team. So you can run Sohee, Beth, Lilith, and Future Princess in your team. So you'll cover different sorts of elements, and it's down to matchups, stats, as well as skills of the player. I'm going to showcase a few matches with Sohee to let you guys know roughly what she can do within arena. Let's go. I rate Sohee as a S tier unit for PvE because she doesn't deal major damage unlike Lilith or Beth within guild raids. At the same time, because most of the good, or rather the very powerful basic units such as Nari as well as Future Knight, they're all ranged, they don't really benefit from her basic buff, so it's hard to make a basic melee team work right now within the guild raids, but she can definitely see some improvement in the future. But Sohee does clear rooms pretty fast with her chain lightning ability, as well as her fast attack intervals combined with the AoE splash damage from her normal attack. She also has an inbuilt heal within her chain, so that's something that you could consider for certain PvE contents. So I'll say like, yeah, she's definitely worthy of the S tier because if you have decent controls and a decent team, you could probably slot her into your team for most PvE contents. Below are some reasons for you to pull or invest in Scientist on the Beach Sohee. So how worthy is Scientist on the Beach Sohee? Potentially. Sohee fits really well into the current meta with Dark element dominating while Light being the control to Dark. So being a basic warrior, Sohee will have a slot in your usual melee arena teams. However, I don't think she's super spectacular as her abilities are pretty plain and her playstyle is a bit too straightforward. So it's a bit hard to gauge her overall shelf life within the game, so I shall not comment too much on that. But overall, I feel that she's a pretty decent unit with a sexy design and a sassy attitude. Definitely worth it if you're having issues with the light units within PvP game modes right now. And that's it for today's video. Do let me know down in the comment section below what you think about Sohee and whether or not you'll pull for her when she's released tomorrow on the Guardian Tales global server. And thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe in order to see more videos from this channel, and do remember to visit the Zebo Gaming membership page in order to check out for the benefits as well as support this channel in the long run. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.